Brought to you by Penguin. Adaptable by Herman Pontzer. Read by PJ Oakland.
For Janice, Clara, and Alex. Introduction. Disassembly required. We are all one, say the gurus. I might agree, but one what? Edward Abbey, a voice crying in the wilderness. In the vast Venn diagram of life experience, human dissection is that rare slice of real estate where the worlds of medical students and serial killers overlap. For one long New England autumn, my first semester of grad school, I deconstructed 160 pounds of person in my Harvard Medical School gross anatomy course. It was slippery and surreal work. Having grown up in a very do-it-yourself culture in rural northwest Pennsylvania, I was comfortable at an early age handling knives, hammers, and other hand tools, but usually on wood or metal. Never on people. Using a hacksaw to carefully bisect a human head, damp, pale sawdust accumulating on the cheeks as the blade sunk down between the eyes, felt as though the universe had made a category error, like living out some absurd dream where your ant turns into a toothbrush or you find yourself driving a fish. Like most non-psychopaths, my classmates and I had all started the course hesitant to cut into a human body. On day one, with all of us gathered around the lead instructor as he demonstrated the first sweeping scalpel incision down the middle of a cadaver's chest, a student collapsed in a stress-induced seizure. I was an interloper, one of only a few in the class with no plans of becoming a doctor, and I expected some eager medical student, there is no other kind, to jump into action. Looks of alarm bounced around the room, but no one stepped forward. Seizure care isn't covered on the MCAT. I had spent the previous few years working on an ambulance crew, and so I went to work, pulling her out from under the table, turning her on her side, keeping her head from banging on the floor. I didn't know her medical history and was worried she might need serious medical attention. As she came to, trying to piece things together, I told her she'd had a seizure. "Yeah, that happens," she said, a bit grumpy. Then she got up, dusted herself off, and asked what she missed. It turned out she was an interloper as well, an MIT biomedical engineering student taking the class to understand the inner world her inventions would someday inhabit. The seizures were a stress response she had learned to live with. We became dissecting partners. People can adapt to just about anything. By the second week, the class settled into a rhythm, comfortable with the unglamorous work of disassembling humans. After a couple hours of lecture previewing the structures we'd be excavating, 50 first-year med students and a handful of biomedical engineers or biologists like myself would tramp upstairs to the dissecting theater, where a dozen bodies lay heavy and cold, zipped into thick black body bags on gleaming steel tables. Teams would assemble, donning white coats and latex gloves, 4 students per corpse. Over small talk, we'd unzip our cadaver's plastic cocoon and open our black pleather pouches of stainless steel dissecting tools, turn the greasy pages of Grant's Dissector to the day's menu, and dig in. Our captain on this inner voyage was the unflappable Farish Jenkins, Ph.D., a brilliant biologist and paleontologist famous for his work on ancient vertebrates' transition from sea to land and the evolution of mammals. Dressed impeccably in a starched shirt and tweed suit, his lectures had the urgency of a World War II newsreel. Farish would march us.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?